Remember earlier I said to you, I'm so damn happy I don't know whether to smile, shit, or cry. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to have the big shit first. I'm going to save the smile until it's in the dark and I'm in my bed. I'm really going to try hard to refrain the cry part. I don't know how long I'm going to get away with that. But it's coming. It is coming. Because once everybody's gone and I'm alone, it's all going to come out. Like the cork is starting to fucking, I can feel it popping out of the bottle, man. Oh, God almighty. If you watch me when I walk, you'll see a different stride in my step too. I'm telling you. It's a massive effect. It's hit every single chromosome in my body. It's actually springing to life. And it's been so long, they've been dead for so long, the emotion has been dead for so long. It's numbing. It's overwhelming. Have a good night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. Later, Wes.
Yeah, I like to keep it mellow. I smoke and keep it mellow. I drink and keep it mellow.
You ready?
I am ready, Freddie.
Okay, so this is something we do called Q&A. Questions and answers. I'll ask you questions that my fans asked you, your fans as well. Okay. And then you just answer them. Have you ever traveled east?
Yes.
Where at?
I was in Halifax for a couple of years. I was in the Navy down there. I did my basic training down there. Also in Digby, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, Greenwood, Osborne Head, Prince Edward Island, Cavendish Beach, just outside of Charlottetown. Beautiful, man. Northumberland Strait, all the red sand. It's everything that the pictures show. It's really wild. Great people too. The people are just fantastic.
Which one's your favorite?
Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. It's incredible.
It's so nice.
It's like the Anne of Green Gables that was on TV there.
They even have commercials for that.
Yes,
Prince Edward Island is the place to go. Do you have any cool talents?
Yes. Humor, which I really work hard at keeping up. I like doing personalities, voiceovers for cartoon characters. Have you ever been up to Possum Lodge there? That's a good place now. If anybody out there in Cameraland, that's the Red Green Show for you. The duct tape guy. Remember, if they don't find you handsome, they'll find you handy.
That's one.
Each one to be green, and forever I see. Wanna be Kermit the Frog? Oh, boy.
Oh,
hey, Rocky! Sometimes you gotta get out the forest to see the trees. Cool.
Well, I say, boy, pay attention, son. Pay attention, boy. You ain't a dog, you're a chicken hawk, boy. A chicken hawk.
What are your plans for the future?
To get myself back on my feet, get self-sustaining, and then get out there and start doing like you are doing. Go find the genuine people out there that can really, really use the help and would really, really want it. Because the feeling of hope is lost for a lot of us older guys on the street. You know, at our age, nobody wants to hire us. Like I said, I got 9 years university. I'm far from a stooge. I have a lot of life skills. I've traveled a lot of the world, can speak multiple languages.
A lot of people, when they heard that you can speak like 15 languages or something like that, they didn't really believe me. But then I told them, I said he spoke fluent Russian to my girlfriend.
Здорово, как дела, мой друг? Raquel, how much Russian can you speak?
Absolutely zero.
Чуть-чуть? Okay, so чуть-чуть means a little bit.
Okay.
Or молоко. Чуть-чуть. Studied in Russia in 1980, 81. I went to Novosibirsk in Tomsk, just 100 kilometers south of there. And when I went there, it was during the height of the, just at the end of the Cuban Missile Crisis, but the hystericalness of the democratic world encroaching upon communism was very high, and they were like on high alert, Russia. And that's why they called it the Iron Curtain. So it was really, really hard to find areas where there was English-speaking people, Angliski. You either learned Russian or you were screwed. And the KGB, which is the KGB, they'd follow you everywhere you go. And you'd try and write letters home to your parents and your friends. And they would black out everything with a magic marker. They'd just leave hi and goodbye, love you. Everything else would be blacked out, even if you tried to talk about the weather. There's massive hysteria.
Yeah.
Fabulous thing I got to witness. When I got there, it was a 4-day trip from Moscow, by train to get to Novosibirsk. And when I got there, it was minus 62. A couple of weeks later, it was minus 67. And it stayed like that for way over a month. The heating trucks couldn't bring the fuel out to the village. And so what they did was they tore down one house, put it into bundles of wood stacks, and passed out the wood, distributed it to amongst the other neighbors in this cul-de-sac so that they could keep warm. And in the spring, they built the guy a new house. I mean, camaraderie, you can't find that in this country anymore. You know, people freeze to death here just because nobody wants to help. When they found out that there was a Canadian in town, I was down at their local pub having a few drinks. The place was flooded instantly with people wanting me to come to their house to tell them everything about Canada. They were so curious. They wanted to know everything they could get because information there is kept to a minimum. The communistic society in that day was, you don't need to know anything about the democratic world, the Western world. You live here, this is Mother Russia, these are our rules, this is the way we live. And they've been happy for, for umpteen centuries living this belief. And it is a really nice way of life because everybody there has the exact same thing pretty much. Now, of course, democracy has crept into the picture. And this portfolio now, lots of millionaires now running around in Moscow and St. Petersburg and Vladivostok. The big cities are a magnet for attracting the millionaires. And money is becoming quite prolific. So the way of life is slowly changing. But the older people are hanging on for dear life to the old way, the way things were, where the kitchen is the main room of the house. There's no such thing as a living room where you've got televisions and Chesterfields and you sit with your feet up eating your dinner watching TV. To them, you have to sit and talk at a table over food. This is an absolute necessity in the daily routine of life amongst these people. They are very, very people orientated. I mean, their skills are marvelous at pacifying each other and caring for each other. Just a wonderful group of people. I've been back now maybe 5 times over the last 30 years. When I get on my feet, things get well. I'll definitely jump under a float. I'm gone, man. Oh yeah, I'll go have myself a ball.
How has Wes been? Is he doing fine? I hope he is well.
I'm getting along a lot better now since I've met yourself and your entourage. It's really picked me up large. I mean, I was pretty far down. I'd been at this battle now for a couple of years. It was hard after I lost my mom because it was the only family I had left. And it didn't seem like there was a lot of hope, I can't get a job because my age is such a barrier. I'm going to be 62 on the 3rd of January. I don't know, just spiritual-wise, I was depleted. Massively depleted. And you guys came along, man, and picked me right up off the ground. It was just overwhelming. Now I've got a reinvigorated vibe of fight. There's still some vitality left in me, and I'm going to give it all I got now because I just didn't think anybody else ever cared, and this is it. I mean, the picture's drawn, and it's ever entombed in a past book. There's hope. There's hope. You just have to have good karma, and you gotta keep your humor up. Don't dig a hole, crawl in, and die, and pull the lid over.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I know it's a bit much for myself, But it's a little easier this time. The first time we spoke after the floodgates were gone, man. I was bawling like a baby. My whole life I've never stole anything. I've never put myself before other people. My parents actually did give me some good humanitarian skills. And for that I'm ever indebted.
Okay, West, can you dab for us?
Like Burrow Cream, a little dab will do ya?
No, it's okay, ready? I'm gonna show you how to do it.
Humor. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, how about this? I'll do you one better. This was a girlfriend of mine's famous little thing. She'd always go like this when she was super happy. This way to the beach.
2.
What?
Okay.
Did we choreograph that pretty good?
That was right on point. How do you keep going and keep being happy? Love you, wish you all the good.
Best advice I can give you is stop and sit quietly one day in a place where you've got no input from the concrete jungle, and you can block out any negativity that you're feeling at that time and say to yourself, where do I really want to go? What do I really want? If I had one last meal, what would it be? If I had one last wish, what would it be? And spend some time dwelling upon that. And that'll help pull yourself back. Okay, because once you start drifting, man, it's really hard to catch yourself. Especially if you have no family, close friends. When you're down and out, even your friends depart. Hey man, you don't fit our lifestyle. We can't have you in the circle. And you slowly get lost. And nobody bothers to come looking for you. The 2 years that I've been hardcore on the street, I see 80 to 90% of the people out there, they're kids under the age of 25, well under, mostly between 17 and 20. And I've always been inquisitive. I sit down and I'll talk with them. Well, I kind of feel like a parent figure in an essence. And a lot of them will ask me questions like, hey man, how do you survive out here at your age? Because it's a tough gig. Oh, it's real tough, man. Especially at my age. Because you're easy prey. And the younger kids, they don't think twice about anything nowadays. They just, kill first and ask questions later, so to speak.
Yeah.
They'll kick you in the face while you're sitting down panhandling, just so they can laugh with their buddies. What I need to say is, if you want to hit the streets, you got to remember, man, it's a vicious game. It can get ugly in a heartbeat at the drop of a hat. And it could make you wish real fast that you made a wrong decision. So before you put yourself in that kind of position, stay at home, man. Just listen to the parents' rules. Swallow a load if you have to, because it's a hell of a lot worse out in the sidewalk. Sure, it might be fun for the first couple of weeks. You and your buddies are out there. You can drink whenever you want. You can party whenever you want. Smoke all the dope you want. Right? Live by your own rules. Wake up when you want. Go to sleep when you want. Footloose and fancy free. But it wears off really friggin' fast. Especially when the cold weather starts to ring around. Then you start thinking, oh, maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all. And meanwhile, all this time while you're gone, you're disrespecting your parents by not keeping in contact with them. And you're ever widening that gap that you initially opened. And it becomes a massive fissure. And you start doing damage that may be irreparable. If you lose your family, you're going to lose everything in your world. You may not feel it for the first 5, 10, maybe 15 years. But when you get older, like me, for example, and you got no more family, you can't go back, you can't turn the clock around, and then you start kicking yourself in the ass because you did it wrong, and you can't go back and change it. For God's sakes, don't put yourself in that kind of position. You got a chance to change it now, do it. If any gift I could give you, just take that wisdom, man, and run with it, really. And I mean that with all my heart. It's a lonely world when you got a lot of heart and you got nobody to share it with. Kleenex break. Tissue break. Clean up on aisle 3. The floor is getting a little wet. Get the mop, lady.
Right.
I'm 61. I'll be 62 on the 3rd of January. And no, it's not a lie. I am that age. Hair today, gone tomorrow. I only wear the toque because I don't want my brain to fly away.
What is your most wanted thing you'd like to do?
I would like to be able to do what you're doing. Get out there and help people. Change people's lives that are just going into the toilet for no reason, just because of bad luck or maybe some bad changes. We all make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. And for some people, when they make a bad mistake and you wind up on the street and you're bankrupt, you got nothing, you're desolate, and you feel there's no hope, it's so wonderful when somebody like yourself comes along and says, hey, Wes, come on, buddy. I give a shit. I care. Let's see what we can do for you. It's the best karma I could possibly ever wish for. Oh, God, that would be my children. My reason to want to get up in the morning. It would be just great. Because I know what it feels like to give. I really do.
This is like the hardest interview.
Should be easy, man. It's from the heart. It's natural. Trained us over the years to be nothing but capitalistic consumers and to forget about each other and just gung-ho, buy this, buy that, do this, do that. We forget to stop and smell the roses, so to speak.
If you had somebody come to you and say, I'm going to get you a job, what would your best choice be for that? What are your talents and which jobs you've done? What fields you've focused on? What do you want to do?
I would really like to go back to teaching, but I gave up the teaching in an aspect not only because my mom went into a nursing home after she had a stroke. It got to the point where you can't teach freelance teaching, so to speak. You have to go by certain curriculum nowadays because the Board of Education in many different provinces, because I've taught with 3 different boards, they have the same mandate. It's by the numbers. You can't be personable with the students. If you see some student who's slower than another student in the class, you can't spend extra time with them. You got to fire them off to remedial. You can't care about them anymore. You have to treat them like ice. You got to be cold, statistical, by the numbers. Stamp them out like you're in a factory. I can't be like that. I love to see a student who's maybe slipping a little, not as fast as everybody else. Not everybody has the same CPU. Some people learn slower than other people. And those ones usually, when you get it to them and you get it to them right and you spend the extra time with them, become absolute brilliant geniuses. And they really travel on to be something great. I was one of them. My teacher in grade 4, she knew I had problems at my home and I wasn't dressed the best. And, she probably knew that there's probably wasn't a full belly on this kid every day. And she'd take me out once in a while for lunch. As this teacher, she took the extra time with me. I grew up to be a teacher just because of that. Her incentive made me think, wow, man, she must go home at night knowing that the next 2 years I accelerated right to a straight A student. I skipped grade 6 to grade 8. I skipped grade 7. I went from grade 6 to grade 8. Yeah, she brought me around that fast, but it just took a little extra nudging, a little extra pushing. Nowadays, the board wouldn't allow you to do that. So I went back to the school, man. Not a word of a lie. Just to see if she was maybe still teaching. She was still at the same school, teaching the same classes. I zipped up the street. I got a great big bouquet of flowers, man. I spent $150. It was the best of everything. Baby's breath, black roses, white, red roses. Oh, there was a couple of tiger lilies, the whole shebang, man. I went all out. She was out of the classroom, And I snuck in, and I remember the kids, they all started laughing their heads off. It was a grade 5 classroom, right? And the desk, oh man, it was so small. And I went in, and I'm trying to squeeze in the desk, and the kids are all giggling. I'm saying, shh, quiet, quiet, quiet. I got a surprise for your teacher. Got a surprise for her. So they all kind of complied, and they sat quiet, and big smiles all across their faces, like their eyeballs are popping. She come walking in the room, and she saw me sitting in the desk, and I was about 6 rows back from the front. She started to cry, and she called me by my name. She called me by my name. She hadn't seen me since I was 11 years old. That is incredible. Called me by my name. She remembered my name. And she also put a face with me. Almost 40 years, 50 years, pardon me, had passed. Almost 50 years. And she remembered exactly who I was. Well, she started to bawl like a baby. I pulled out the flowers, went and gave her a big hug, and I told the class I became a teacher because of her. She's a fabulous teacher, and she made me want to be a teacher. And that was it. Man, the whole class was crying. Yeah, it was really, really phenomenal. But you talk about inspiration, you know, the old adage, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I just wish it would be like the old days. You could go back to being, that's what a teacher really is. Someone who cares, you know? They don't just treat you like a number, like a statistic.
A lot of things I like about US, I truly mean it. I said you can have whatever you want, and all you wanted was boots. You didn't end up buying an expensive pair of boots. You bought a quality pair of boots.
Yep, quality goes a long ways, my friend. With the amount of heartfelt camaraderie that you've shown me, that's worth more than any pair of boots and any financial and any remunerative thing could be. So yeah, I'm a little disheveled and I've got some shitty clothes left, but my heart has now been saved. It's not broken anymore. That's all I really cared about. But a goddamn good pair of footwear, boy. That'll help me get to where I need to go.
He's been talking about the shoes all day.
Oh man, they're fabulous.
They look good on you, man. This is the big news. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. So this video, again, great thank you to CSGORoll for making this video possible. I truly mean it. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible, or at least to this extent. I
really say the same too, ditto, because my message gets out, and maybe just even 1 or 2 people, if it helps them, and they can turn it around.
So I got off a call today with CSGORoll, and
easy now, come on, I'm the one supposed to be doing the crying here. Actually, guys, I bawled like a baby for you. You should have seen. Did they see the video in front of the theater?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Do you want to cover your first 4 months of your apartment?
Wow.
Yeah, and your food and your essentials.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So we need to find you a landlord. That's why I got you the phone that is willing to allow me to do the first and last. After the first and last is paid, there's going to be another 2 months that they're going to support. We're going to get you clothes, food. After that, hopefully by then the job is secure. And that's it. And you're gonna be good. I
hope I'm gonna have to put some Visine in my eyes for tomorrow morning, that's for sure. Wow. You know, to finally, after 2 years of being on the street and in and out of shelters and stuff, to finally have a place back again and to be able to lay my head at night and hang my hat, an environment that is safe and clean. Oh, it's gonna feel so good. Man, you don't know how much you appreciate something like that until it's been gone for a long time. You know, because it's been a struggle for me to try and save enough on the lousy piddly amount that I get from the government. So I panhandle my arse off to subsidize getting by and sticking a little away, and then unfortunately then the bad teeth happen and I'm doling all everything I'm saving from my apartment to the dentist. The money is so little, you just can't really stretch it far enough to make everything happen. And we're inviting your sponsors over for a housewarming party.
We're gonna figure it all out. They said whenever everything's ready, they're willing straight. You call me or I call you. I'll help you with it. We'll go with it. We'll find you something.
I'll bet you I come up with a place before Saturday afternoon.
You let me know.
I kid you not. Oh man.
You let me know. You decide. We're not gonna push you towards anything. I just want you.
A small place where I can have my own refrigerator and not have to worry about guys going in and stealing all my food out of it, like this community housing project that they tried to stuff me into. If I want to get up and have a shower at 3 o'clock in the morning, I can.
Just the so boots are something to keep you going. In the meantime.
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
You know, because I walk no less than 5 miles a day. And I do it also on purpose, because if I don't, my legs start to seize up. I took my mom every day in a wheelchair from Victoria Park in St. Clair all the way to Broadview and Gerrard on purpose. Instead of using the TTC, we'd do the wheelchair thing. So I'd take her through all the old neighborhoods where we've lived in old places, hopefully that something would catch her memory, because she didn't remember who I was or what my name is or who she is. It was a pretty severe stroke. As well, it physically incapacitated her. And her therapy was 5 days a week, 8 hours a day at Bridgepoint. And that went on for many years. And that made it really tough to find work or to even partake in any type of social activities. I mean, after we do that, I had to stay with her day and night. And finally, I had to put her in a nursing home because I couldn't leave her alone for 2 seconds. She'd be having seizures, and she'd fall and split her head open or hurt herself really bad. And then the seizures became extremely prone. So I put her in a nursing home. Against her wishes, she didn't want that. Well, a couple of weeks before she passed away, she called me by my name. Yeah, 2 days before she died. And she didn't know my name for over 5 years. Well, hey, if your mom's still alive out there in Viewerland, you go give her a big hug, man, a big kiss. And you tell her how much you love her, because your mom's the best friend you'll ever have. You'll never find a better one in your life. And you won't know it until you lose them. So don't procrastinate, man. Get on it.
You get the ball rolling. You got a phone. You got me in the contacts. I'll keep CSGORoll updated, and you guys update it with whatever does happen.
I have a new reinvigorated zest. It's like I thought it was gone. I never thought I'd get it back.
No.
I got to thank you guys so much for bringing back the zest, because, man, I was nothing without it.
Hey.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Thank you so much for taking the time and stopping and thinking, hey, man, maybe this guy could look like he's having a bad day. Maybe he could use a little bit of help.
All right. Well, that's it, guys, for the Q&A and the news I wanted to tell him.
I promise to keep you updated on my progress, because
I don't want you to feel
going to be great. No way. I want to do this, buddy. I'll even do it without him. I'll find out how to do it if I can't find him. I promise you. I never make a promise I can't keep. Yeah, stay positive. And pull your head out of your butt, because somebody just might show up soon, like me, and give you a hand.
I will see you in, I guess, the next episode of this that we're doing.
Happy New Year, everybody.
And hopefully
have a wonderful New Year.
And hopefully the new year will bring a new West. All right, guys. Peace out. I love you all. And I will see you tomorrow.
There. How's that for the close?
It was great, man.
And these, my friends, are what we call boots. Those are top of the line, heavy duty, high grade leather, and made in the United States, not in China or Korea or Pakistan. And man, are they comfortable. Getting a pair of footwear that'll last you for years. Years. These things just don't wear out, and you get a new pair in 3 months.
Like mine.
Yeah, no, I'll get a lot of mileage out of these babies.